Hi, I'm Anna. I will be your host on this continuation on the climate change scam that Harry started yesterday. I will show you a few more important news headlines in this video about the Jesuits' great climate change swindle against humanity. As Harry was showing yesterday, how the Catholics tells us that the Inflation Reduction Act Biden signed and was passed in Congress has Catholic footprints all over it. We can see if we research most of the people in the government, they are all Catholics, controlled puppets of the Jesuit order, and their supreme ruler, the Pope. Who are the man behind their so-called green movement, or the global Catholic climate movement, which the Pope wrote his encyclical Laudato Si about in 2015. First we will have a look at a Catholic news site called UCA News, who of course claims that their quote-unquote Holy Father saves the creation. Let's begin. Francis, a pope who saves the creation. As we see ecological disasters caused by climate change, we must heed Pope Francis's call to save the planet. The world has to change, and those who control the oil, gas and coal industries and power plants have to change. They are the root cause of the excess carbon dioxide in the atmosphere that is causing the planet to overheat. Pope Francis said in Laudato Si, I urgently appeal, then, for a new dialogue about how we are shaping the future of our planet. Next we will have a look at an article from the World Economic Forum, which are the Great Reset people. If we look at their logo, we can see how they have 666 in it. They are also nothing but puppets of the Jesuit order, and are now telling you to be a climate hero, by killing yourself. It is getting more and more obvious what this global agenda is really about. Corporate media to peasants, be a climate hero, kill yourself. WEF agenda contributor, Jane Goodall suggests that all our problems would be solved if the population of Earth was reduced by 90%. Such an endeavor, so casually bandied about on the stage as if suggesting Thai for dinner would make the Holocaust and the worst excesses of 20th century communist dictators look like child's play.
We cannot hide away from human population growth because, it underlies so many of the other problems. All these things we talk about wouldn't be a problem if there was the size of population that there was 500 years ago.
Do you have ears to hear? Funny that she mentions 500 years ago. That was about the time the Jesuit order was established, but of course, maybe that is just a coincidence. Climate crisis result of overpopulation like virus expert. The problem of climate change would not have been a big deal if the world's total population had been half of today's current number, as well as people would not have faced the COVID-19 pandemic, according to a climate scientist. Climate change is an issue that is experienced since the human population has increased too much and continues to increase. But it is simply not correct, and our Father in heaven told us to be fruitful and multiply. Not that we couldn't reach a certain number in global population. But as we also know from scriptures, is that the old serpent, called the devil and Satan, hates the creation of the Most High, and he is working hard these days through his human agents to reduce the population one way or another. We know also from scriptures how the merchants of the earth will have one mind with the beast. And we will see a fresh example of that in the next article. Woke IKEA lectures customers not to eat fries to fight climate change. IKEA in Germany has told its customers not to eat French fries, with the massive corporation complaining that the food is bad for the climate. People should avoid eating French fries in order to save the planet, one branch of global furniture giant IKEA appears to believe, having ordered customers to refrain from eating the food over its alleged CO2 output. By eating consciously, everyone can contribute to the reduction of greenhouse gases, it concluded. IKEA is just one out of many merchants of the earth who are following the Pope's Laudato Si movement. Next, another article about their environmentalism and worshipping of Mother Earth and the creation above their creator. Is modern environmentalism a pagan religion? The modern environmentalists worship the created, not the creator. I was reminded of that after listening to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi once President Joe Biden signed the fiscally unconscionable $750 billion Tax and Spend Inflation Reduction Act. Pelosi, Democrat, claimed the wind, solar, and electric subsidies in the Inflation Reduction Act would placate an angry planet. Mother Earth gets angry from time to time, and this legislation will help us address all of that, the speaker said. As Harry also went through in the first video in this series, was how the Inflation Reduction Act came with a 87,000 IRS army, which are being trained to use deadly force in the US. The same thing is going on in Europe. Any excuse to grab more power, EU wants a centralized civil protection force to fight climate change. EU Crisis Management Czar has called for the creation of a civil protection force directly under Brussels' control for the ostensive purpose of fighting the impact of climate change. Over 100 people have been arrested by law enforcement in the country in relation to the anti-green agenda protests, with hundreds more being fined for resisting the EU agenda in ways deemed illegal by those in power. Great Reset, French government to recruit 3,000 green police over climate change. A senior minister in France has demanded that the country create 3,000 green police posts in the face of global warming. Gérald Darmanin, who serves as France's Minister of the Interior, has announced that he aims to create 3,000 posts for new green police officials, a move that he has deemed necessary in the face to tackle climate change. Darmanin justified the creation of 3,000 new posts specifically aimed at green-related criminal issues by citing the effects climate change was having on France, especially in regard to forest fires, 9 out of 10 of which have allegedly been caused by human activity. Faced with this, we must improve the work of judicial investigation, the journal reports the politician as saying. We have therefore decided to massively reinforce the resources of the Central Office for the fight against damage to the environment, and to launch 3,000 green police posts, he continued. The objective is that, in each gendarmerie brigade, there are gendarmes trained in attacks on ecology. It will be a revolution, Darmanin added. When he was talking about forest fires, I was thinking of Time magazine's latest edition. We can see in their photo that they are setting the forest on fire with matches. That does not sound like it is because of overpopulation. I found a few clips, which could potentially be related to Time magazine's front cover. I am not sure where these clips are from, nor am I saying that it is how all the forest fires in the world has started, but it does make one wonder, or at least it should.